at these games, man. Okay, this is McConaughey time. I've got it all spread out, sweating bullets. My pick's due. I can't circle it. I don't know which one to go with. Need a little confidence, Luke. Yeah, I think G's 22 and 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, confidence. The sport's about confidence. Look, we need to get it back here, dude.
You're going to have to be confident that we're going into week 11. Fire it up. Come on up. We're good.
Are we live?
Now, yeah, week 11.
I like Luke. Why not?
We're doing it live.
Hey, we're doing it live. We're going now. And Luke, we trust. Let's go. And we're coming right back to you. Illegal formation, your favorite cousins. We're picking games. Illegal formation, Attorney Garrett Riley, Rob Sparks. G Money, I'm going to dive right into it, dude. My confidence is erect, dude. I feel like I'm on a bender, man. I am two for the money. I am McConaughey, dude. I got papers stacked out, bro. I'm having trouble grasping. I look at the overall. I'm 20 and 22. But, dude, how many games this year have we picked where I picked a winner, but I don't cover the spread, bro? I got zipped again. I got beat twice last week on it, right?
Don't lose your confidence. You always have a 50-50 shot on all these games.
Luke, I picked two games. I got Cincy and Baltimore. We take Baltimore. And we got Detroit and Houston. I take Detroit, but guess what, Luke? That's what happens when you play in the big leagues, buddy. You pick right, but if you don't cover the spread, it doesn't count. So with that, G Money, start me off hot. Commanders, Eagles. We're going into Philly. I don't like the numbers on this either, dude. I'm scared of it.
Speaking of numbers, I'm killing it on the Thursday night games. I think I've only not got two right
You're on
Thursday
fire.
nights.
You can't miss.
But we are getting a little bit of a treat. These teams, both divisional matchup with teams with winning records on a Thursday night. That's pretty good. Sometimes these Thursday night games are stinkers, but this one looks good matchup. So I don't know. Commanders, young, hot team.
Quarterback supposed to be the next coming.
He's looking great. Terry McLaurin, one of the best receivers in the NFL. So they got a lot going
The spread?
on their side.
They're getting 3.5? Am I reading this right?
Yes, the Eagles are favored by 3.5.
At home. I get it. Hard Rock Bet. Another shout out to Hard Rock Bet. Why? Again, Hard Rock Casino, right out of Seminole, right out of Tampa, Florida, and right out of Fort Lauderdale. We're still waiting to get our gift cards to Council Oak, Plug, Good Steakhouse, but G, with the spread.
Yeah. So the Commanders are commanding some respect this year.
Oh, I like that.
But I went ahead and looked back at who they've beaten, and recently they've beaten some really bad teams. And so I think that's kind of inflating their record a little bit. And I think the Eagles are starting to turn it around. They're very up and down, like the Eagles, but, their coach, and it's always something going on with them. But I do feel like at home in the division game, I think they're going to get up for it. I think that the Eagles can cover the 3.5. I'd rather go with Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley than with the rookie quarterback. So that's how I'm looking at this one.
I'm going to follow your lead, cousin. I agree. I think a difference maker, too, is Thursday night at home in Philly. Tough crowd. Commanders got to come in there, and I'm looking at it a little bit different. Pressure is on the Eagles. Why? I think they see a playoff path here. Divisional round, got to have the W. They're in control of their own fate. Hurst, Saquon, I think you run the ball between the tackles. I mean, the guy's jumping over people doing 360s or whatever the hell that was. I felt like ridiculous. I was watching my son play PlayStation. Out of control.
Insane.
I don't think there's a letdown. I think they've got it together. The Commanders are dangerous, though. Pretty sneaky defense. They got a quarterback that can scramble, can roll.
Good coach.
Good coach. I got to be honest. I'm glad the Bucs played them early in the season, and we got snuck out. I think they're dangerous late, but I just don't know about going in to Philly, hostile territory. I'm back in the G Money. I'm going Eagles, even though they're giving up 3.5. Book it, Luker. Luke's over there on his phone, everybody, if you're wondering what our producer does. He's just over here distracting from the show.
He's live tweeting.
He's live tweeting. Yeah, are you answering? Are people calling in? Is this live? Is that what we're doing? The guy doesn't even know where he's at. All this time and effort. And Luke we trust, and all we ask is Luke to be a little better. Be committed to being better every week. All right, week 1 in the books. The cousins agree. We're both going Philly at Philly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yep. It moves us to Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock.
Fins.
Raiders at the Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 7.5. Rob, can they build off the win last night? What have you seen from Miami the last couple weeks?
Monster
what
number
do you see from the Raiders
at 7.5. Don't like that at all. I don't think I've picked a game that's over 6 right all year. But What's the name of the Dolphins stadium?
Hard Rock Stadium.
It's all a name, fellas. It'll always be Joe Robbie to me. Don't think I don't go back to Miami Lakes. Don't think I don't. Always be Joe Robbie to me. But bottom line, the Hard Rock bet 7.5. They don't miss. I see Tua getting better. I see him getting healthy. I like him spreading it out. Surprised by the running game. They got a little bit. Defense showed up against the Rams. Stinker against the Rams. You cost me money. I lost that one. What did I had Rams at the 2.5 spread, wasn't even close. I don't think Miami comes back and has a letdown. It's weird because there's overall, I think they're 3-6 on the year.
3-6 now. Yeah.
So overall, the schedule, I don't know if they have a path to the playoff. It's still easy. Maybe if they get on a run late.
They do.
And if they do, then that inspires a little bit more. Bottom line is Raiders have no quarterback. They're in disarray. The whole team's going to have to be blown up. I don't know, whatever. Bring Brady out of retirement, start throwing the pigskin. I'm taking the Fins at the Hard Rock, a.k.a. Joe Robbie. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rob. The Raiders situation is just shaky from the quarterback all around. And I know they're coming off the bye, but, traveling to the East Coast, it's going to be pretty warm and toasty, I'm sure, on Sunday in Miami. So, yeah, I think Miami's going to build off the win. I think we've seen them on an upward trajectory the last 2 weeks. Even though they lost to the Cardinals and they lost to the Bills, they were still competitive. And then last night they got over the hump. They got the win.
In every game.
So I think
Playing
they're still
better.
going up.
Good comment before the game or during the game. I think it was Aikman that was talking about even though their record doesn't reflect that they believe that his interviews with the team, that they feel like they're playing better. They haven't given up on the season. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, there's only a couple teams in front of them for the wild card, and the Colts are one of them, the Bengals. So, those are teams that they can compete with and beat. So, there's a chance.
I like it. Next up, this is what I call the even money game, Luke. This one right here, just throw a dart in the middle of the board. We got Bengals at Chargers. Cincy coming to town with only the Chargers getting 1. Favored by 1, even money game. This one right here, it gives me a little confidence, Luker, that Garrett picked the Eagles on Thursday. I'm actually feeling a little bit better because the guy hasn't missed the Thursday night. He went with the Dolphins, which he's the first one to say when they suck and they don't, even though he's a Miami guy. Where is the G Money placing it with a 1-point spread?
Yeah, so the Chargers are plodding along. They're doing okay. I kind of had higher expectations this year with Harbaugh coming and with Herbert, and I really haven't seen them let them rip. Maybe I haven't watched too many of the games that start in the 4 o'clock window. But
a 20 game on Sunday. It's the night game.
So we'll see them this week. But they're kind of plodding along. And then the other hand, I think Cincinnati, the Bengals are spry. I feel like lately. So
does it give you a little confidence shake that they let Baltimore come back and grab that one 35-34 last weekend? Was that a letdown where they had Baltimore at Baltimore on the ropes and let them out?
Oh, no question. They messed up the defense at the end of the game, but the Chargers are not the Ravens, so I think they have a little bit of confidence there. And Jamar Chase, to me, just looked too good last week. The speed,
Dominant.
the strength, the acceleration, and I just think the Bengals might be feeling it. They always kind of play better in the second half of the year. Not overly impressed with the Chargers, so yeah, whatever. Flip the coin. Give me the Bengals. Let's go.
God, I like that call big time. I stared at this one. I was McConaughey on the newspaper with Bengals, Chargers. I was asking Luke who he liked, and that might as well just light your money on fire. Jesus.
That would be the good control pick, to just have random picks. How do we do against a random
how do we say somebody just going in blind?
I like the colors.
Just happy that he made it to the studio here on time. I got to back you again, cousin. I don't want to just be in your hip pocket, but I saw Bro just spinning the heck out of that thing. I saw these guys making plays all over the field. I get it that the Chargers could do it, can let it go, but at even money, if the Bengals don't have a letdown, I think Burrow goes in there. The only way I think since he doesn't come to play is if they're just so deflated that they don't see a path to the playoffs because they took it on the lumps against the Ravens. Are they playing for pride? They're on the road again. I think the Bengals too good to lose again. I'm going Cincy on the road.
Yep, and the reason we went from Dolphins game to Sunday night and you didn't hear us talk about the Bucs is because they have the bye week this week.
Great point. Let me interject a little bit on the
Rob
Bucs.
likes to give his 2 cents on the
Let
Buccaneers.
me just shed a few tears right here, Buccaneers fans. First of all, Rob's notes. Buccaneers may be the best team that does not make the playoffs. Let's say it again. the best team that doesn't go to the playoffs. We beat Detroit at home, right? We beat the Commanders. We lose basically 2 overtime games, 1 to Atlanta, who's going to the playoffs. The Chiefs undefeated, have them beat at home and give that one up. Then we take another NFC playoff team, the Niners, who come to town, and we lose in the last 30 seconds. In the last minute of the last 2 football games, we've given up losses. Easily could be W's. I think we're going to miss that wild card, but here's what I've got to say to the Buccaneers, Rob's little review. And I've said it from the beginning. No defense. Coach Bowles is a mastermind defense guy. Here's another game, G. 413 yards that they gave up. Can't stop them. Cannot play in space behind the linebackers. Can't cover. Mayfield, first time that he's only thrown for 116 yards, 1 TD. That hurt. But ultimately, look at these stats. We're holding these guys. 7, 3, 3. Fourth quarter comes again. 10. We give it up at the end. You can't give up 400 yards. I liked what the Bucs did. We handed the ball off. We ran for 110. We're even. But ultimately, you got to close out games when you can. Bucs just haven't done it. We're the best team. We need the bye. We got to get healthy. Boy, were we missing Evans and Godwin.
Yeah, Baker's got the killer instincts, but man, you would just think when San Francisco misses the 3 field goals, I mean, that's the time to just cut someone's throat in the NFL and score on that last drive, the last possession instead of the field goal.
3 good looks at it.
Yeah.
You got to do it. We're the best team that won't make it.
Tough loss.
I don't want to plant the seeds going forward. Coaching. If we got Belichick, do we win 2 or 3 extra games? Are we in the wrong place at the wrong time? Do we got a strong young quarterback who can do it? A couple coaching plays, an overtime difference maker in the time running out and us winning and getting W's? Just saying, Bowles has done a great job. He's led us to the playoffs. But those thoughts got to start creeping in here to say, hold on, if we're healthy, I mean, our running back looks good. We've got a young offensive line. We got a killer in Mayfield who's just got that instinct. What piece next year are we away from? We'll talk about that down the road after Thanksgiving. All right, G, back to you for the big one, the finale. This is a scary one, by the way. Texans at Cowboys. Everybody's in disarray. And only scary because the Cowboys are getting 7.5. That's a 2-possession game, my friend, unless we're going for 2.
Yeah, little Texas Derby, little in-state game here. Houston at Dallas. Dallas getting 7.5 at home. Huge
Insane.
number, as we said.
Insane.
And I can't believe I'm going to do this, but
Oh, my God,
I'm
if you say it.
falling for the thought process
Oh, my God.
You're never as bad as you think you are. You're never as good as you think you are. So Dallas seems like everything's falling apart. Coaching being criticized. Receivers being criticized. Quarterbacks injured. Defense talking trash about the coaching. But at home, I just think that they can put it together and
Rebound.
lose by less than 7. Maybe, I'm not saying they can win, but I think they can lose by less than 7. I think the pressure's on to keep it close. The team's going to want to prove all the haters wrong, to say, hey,
Gotta come together.
everyone's talking crap, but when we play together as a team, we can beat anybody in the NFL. And I think that's the attitude they're going to have to take on Monday night. And I've said this before with Dallas, and they laid a stinker, but I'm buying it again. I'm going down the same path.
And what did last week with Houston dropping the game at the end against Detroit, 26-23. Does Houston come in a little deflated? They had the big team meeting. They got together and said, hey, no, we had a letdown against the Jets. We're not going to let it happen on our home turf again. Let's go get these guys. They come out of the gates for 3 quarters dominating, and then, they blow it for me on the spread. I took the Lions, but they didn't cover the spread. Every time I touch Houston, they cut my throat. Jets gutted me. Then they do this to me against Detroit, so now I'm scared. I'm back to McConaughey. I'm looking, I'm blind, I'm all over the place. I hate 7.5. I hate it. But here's the bottom line. I don't think you can win in the NFL without a quarterback. Absolute disarray. I don't care that they're at home. Plus Zeke or whoever they have on some kind of assignment, no running games. There's just disarray. We're blaming the coach. By the way, if I was a McCarthy, I'd go ahead, take out the old Super Bowl ring, shine it up. I'd look at every one of them and say, none of you got one. So, bottom line, lead, you follow, let's go win some ball games. I think they're too broken. I don't think they can move the ball around. I'm going out, Luker, here. If the Texans let me, mark it down, Luke, mark the tape. If they let me down again, I'm never picking them again the rest of the year. What are we on? Mark it. Give me a timestamp.
15.
15 on the money. Rob's going Texans, breaking from his
Ooh.
cousin, who's taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's third week in a row we've had to pick the Texans, so the third primetime game in a row.
And it just gets uglier every year. Luke, is that week 11? Is that what we're doing? Cruising right into Thanksgiving, 2 weeks away? Let's go. All right, recap time. Here we go. G, walk me through the recap. Where are we?
We're both on the Eagles against the Commanders.
I like it.
We're both on the Dolphins.
At the 7.5, big number.
We're on the Dolphins against the Raiders. We're both on the Bengals against the Chargers. And then we have a split on Monday night where you're going Houston
Bum, bum, bum,
and I'm
bum.
going Dallas. And
Monday night under the lights. I know Stephen A. is just praying the Texans embarrass them.
I just can't believe we haven't had a the Bear graphic yet. Cousin. Come on, cousin.
Let's go.
We're cousins. Put the Bear up there. Let's go.
Let's go, Luker. Do what you do, Luke. And Luke, we trust. That's a legal formation, fellas. Let's just say if I win that Monday nighter, maybe I get the confidence back. Let's get on the right side of this thing. Let's get at least back to 500. She's got some wind in its sail. Let's see where the chips fall. Week 11, a legal formation. Luke, take us away.
All right, we're done.
Dun, dun,
We're
dun,
away.
dun.